This video is about how to teach Chapter 8 of our Management for Church Leaders Volume Number 2 training. This chapter is called Managing Your Life. The purpose of this chapter is to discuss the need for balance in one's life and ministry and to honor God in everything we do, including our families. Again, this will take about an hour to teach this, and make sure you leave enough time at the end for the exercise. The key points from this chapter are that our family is our number one responsibility. We should not neglect them to do ministry. Number 2, we need to take time off occasionally to recharge and renew our strength. And number 3, we need to watch out for stress, because stress can kill us. You should also mention the need for a good diet, plenty of rest, and exercise for one's health. You need to stress the need to build time into their schedules for their family so they don't neglect them. And third, you need to remind them that ministry is not about them, but rather it is about God. And we can't serve God very well if we're neglecting our families and neglecting our health. Like the other chapters, it begins with a scripture and an opening paragraph that you can either read as it is or paraphrase it in some way or share it. It really outlines what's going to be talked about in this particular chapter. The first thing I do when I teach this chapter, which I think is important for you to do too, is to use a chalkboard or a whiteboard and write down these 4 words: ministry, God, work, and family. And then you ask the participants to put them in order of priority from first to last. Then you can use that as a discussion point. Now in here I put that the answer should be God number 1, family number 2, work number 3, and ministry number 4. And the reason for that is that God obviously is number 1 priority. And if you have a family, that family is your priority. Work is number 3 ahead of ministry, because work is one of the ways that we support our family. And for many of you, maybe your work and your ministry, like me, are one and the same. And so they would both be number 3. But work comes ahead of ministry because that's the way you provide for your family. And if you have one, that's your responsibility. So ministry generally comes at the bottom of the list. But too often, as pastors and leaders, we make ministry the number 1 priority of getting things done. But that's not healthy, and it's not God's priority for us. The first section, then, we talk about the importance of managing your life. We talk about things like health and stress, how to be more effective, to be a better parent or spouse, to grow in faith, also to live the life that God has called you to. So these are just some reasons why it's important to find balance in your life and to be well-rounded and not just be focused on ministry or focused on God or focused on other things that neglect other aspects of your life and work. The next section, we talk about principles of life management. And we talk again about stress. We talk about balance in work and home life. We talk about rest, taking time off, not neglecting your family, reminding you that your family is your number 1 priority. We also talk about physical exercise and continuing to learn and grow. In other words, don't assume you know everything already. Continue to take courses, educate yourself, learn more things, practice more things, do more things. It helps you become a better, more well-rounded person. And the key is always to find balance. And one of the things we talk about is balance is also, sometimes we get out of balance because of the priorities and needs at that time. And that's okay. Just remember that overall you need to find balance. You can't always be focused on one thing. So if you have a lot of ministry work to do this week and you don't have time for your family, that's okay. Just make sure you make time for your family next week. Finally, in this chapter, we talk about how to manage your life. We give you some suggestions and some steps and some tools to use to help you better manage your life. Things like keeping specific work hours, making time for family events, continuing your education, taking time off to rest and recharge, eating habits, getting enough rest. It's all about balance. It's all about doing all of these things in a proper balance as best as you can manage that. And that will help you stay healthy and help you stay effective as a leader. Finally, there's an exercise called Managing Your Life. Again, these are just an opportunity for each of the participants to go through that exercise and kind of rate themselves and how they do in finding balance in some of these areas and what they can do to improve. Thank you for watching this video on Chapter 8, Managing Your Life.